So today, Mammoth Yosemite to Hawthorne Industrial, 69th flight. And that's the end of today's presentation. And I mean the PowerPoint presentation. So I can just close it down. Don't need to see it. All right, so let's start with the weather, but very briefly, because unless I'm mistaken, there is really nothing that would be out of the ordinary for today. That's not the latest path. So let's just give it a fix. All right, and we have something like that. We check clouds, we have sky clear. If we check temperatures, let's say at 12,000 feet, we are just below zero, but no clouds, so no icing. Let's not waste time for that today and skip all the way to planning. All right, let's start fresh. So we are going from KMMH to KHDH. And as I said already in the ad, I would like to brief that as an IFR flight, because by this time we are all very versed in VFR flights. That being said, you are obviously free to fly it however you like, so either VFR or IFR, but we'll cover IFR today. For that, I will review the departure and arrival, and then we will see about some paths. So let me bring both airports to the tabs here up top, and let's see what's available to us. So Hawthorne Industrial, I'll start with that because there is only one instrument procedure available for it, and it's RNAV GPS runway 28. So when I click it, and I didn't want to do that, but rather next tab, you can see that it's pretty straight well, it's not straight, but forward. There is only one initial approach fix, which is this VOR, which is called, where is it? Here, Mina VOR. It's even here, I just didn't know that it was the name. So Mina VOR as an initial approach fix. And then we have a GPS track that tracks us down all the way to the runway 28. As you can see, it's designed to kind of leave you or allow you to stay clear of most of the terrain as you can. The minimum minimum en route altitude on those fixes drops very slightly, and they can definitely fly it higher depending on how you calculate your descent profile. In any case, the final approach fix of Yur, how would you read that? I have no idea. I'll just call it Yur. And then you have a final approach, like a final segment, which is straight. As you can see, we have 7,500 on this leg, and very close there is a mountain that is not even 1,000 feet lower. So it should make for some very interesting approach, I would say. So that's our only option. So as far as that goes, I believe that we need to plan this like this. Now, if I look even closer, let's read this one. Procedure not applicable or not available for arrival on MVA Vortec airway radius 204, clockwise 283. What does that mean? So if you are arriving at the Mina VOR on the radius 204, clockwise 283, that procedure is not available to you, not applicable to you. Now, there are several things that might circumvent that, because I can still, as you can see, let's say that I would plan something like that, right? I believe I could still kind of plan it and then have ATC vector me on that approach, and in that case, this node doesn't really apply because they can vector me. The only reason this is here is because the turn would be more than 90 degrees, and that's kind of not allowed. Next thing that popped into my mind was that you can maybe overfly it and then do a turn and join it like that. But again, that would need like an ATC approval to do that, right? So let's say that you have lost communication, and in that case, this is not possible. So we can either cheat it, or we can plan some different way, not to arrive at this VOR on this airway, right? Even we can do some not cheating, but clever stuff like we can even try to be vectored in a way that we take off. We are given some vector to fly there, for example, let's say here, and then we are given the direct this VOR. And in that case, it's possible. We are not on the airway anymore. So, and we are not in this segment. So we could fly it. It's kind of strange that it's allowed like that. At least I think it is. But yeah, but I don't really want to cheat or like circumvent the system. So I'll do this instead for my plan. Okay, it already gave me some departure, but we'll see about that. So I'll do this one, and this is what I would file, right? So this departure, Coaldale, then Victor 564, and then Mina, and this is what I will file in the flight plan. Then, of course, if you have ATC, then they can kind of vector you. But let's then review the departures. It already gave me one, so I will start with that one. We have two available. We have Owens one and Crawley one. So let's quickly check the Crawley one, and that would place us at Crawley, which is not really what we want. So I'll just close it, and we have Owens one. Yeah. One thing that is very strange here, at least for me, is that this is a SID chart, right? This is a standard instrument departure. However, the airport that we are at doesn't have any tower, and I believe that it's very rare that we would get SID at the untowered field. But still, remember that this is something that you need to be in order to fly it, you need to be cleared for it by ATC. On the other hand, departure procedure obstacle, so it's called obstacle, yeah, the departure obstacle procedure, yes. This is something that you don't need to be cleared by ATC, right? So you can fly it autonomously. So what should we do? If I look at this one, GPS required RNAV 1, NA, runway 27 is NA, so you cannot use it when departing runway 27, it's ATC, and runway 9er standard with minimum climb of 500 feet per nautical mile to 12,400 feet. I believe that it's pretty steep, to be honest, because we are already at an altitude of 7,000 feet. So to get 500 feet per minute all the way to 12,000 feet, not every aircraft can do that. And we would need to review that if we can. You can see at SEDOC you already need to be at 9,300, then Owens 13,100, and so on and so forth. If I check this one, let's see what we have here. Takeoff minimums. Here, runway 9er. That's a little bit better, because we have minimum climb of 370 feet per nautical mile just to 10,500. That sounds better for me. And then we also have for runway 27. So let's see what we have as far as winds at this point. We have winds from 090, so it should be runway 9er that we are going to use today. So I personally will use this obstacle departure procedure. So how to fly it? It's graphical here, so you can either check it from here, but always read the departure route description. So as I see here, we should climb on heading 094 to 9500, then climbing left turn heading 054 to intercept the Bishop radial 322 to Nicol intersection. Maintain 13,000 feet. As you can see, here you do not have, you do not need to have a GPS for this departure procedure. So since I want to practice also the same VOR flying, I will do that without the GPS. To Nicol intersection, maintain 13,000. So that's our initial altitude that we will be climbing to. And since we are having our first leg eastward, this is Nicol here, then 13,000 is something that we can also file because it's eastward. As you can see, this is kind of a circuitous route, but at least we'll have some more flying today. I do not want to take this one even though I could have on the simulator. So I'll fly that one. Yeah. So that means that I will need to tune in Bishop VOR into the box. I do not, well, in the simulator I expect to get it already on the ground, but in real I would not expect to get that signal until I'm airborne. And we can do this departure. Any questions for the departure procedure?
So Thomas, I have a question.
Yes.
I will only fly VFR.
Mhm.
How does that work when all the others are doing IFR? Do I just wait for all of, I mean, I'll wait for all of you to leave,
No,
but you are getting clearance.
just fly normally.
So I'm guessing from my limited knowledge of IFR, you're all given a certain window to take off.
No.
What if I kind of get in the middle of that takeoff? Does that hurt you all?
No, because if we had an ATC, which I think we do not have at this point,
Okay.
then yes, if we get our IFR clearance already on the ground, that would mean that there is only one departure and one arrival, but that only concerns IFR traffic, because then this IFR traffic will be handed over to the CETA frequency, so they can, coordinate their flight with other traffic that might be there.
Okay.
I am IFR too.
Yeah. So that's not really a problem.
Okay.
So this is, yeah. So this is departure. Is there something else here? I don't think so. Then obviously we have the en route portion. So it's a kind of a circuit. I don't know how to pronounce it. Road in a longer route.
Circuitous, right? Circuitous.
Circuitous. Yes. Okay. Thank you. If I check the VFR chart, I believe that it should also be nice route, because we could see the lake. Then we will have some mountain range here, and it should be quite fine because we are obviously in VMC conditions. Then the arrival, that's this one. So let's come back to that and let's read. We have a circling is not available to runways 15 and 33. When the local altimeter setting not received procedure is not available. And that's quite understandable. Look at these separations, it's very close. Circling not available south of runway 1028. So if we do any circling, then to the north. And yeah. So we will join Mina and then turn left and follow this lateral path all the way to final approach fix and then descend further. If we cannot see the runway or if there are any problems, then the missed approach point is the threshold of runway 28. At that time, we would start climbing straight ahead to 4,750 feet, then a right turn and continue climbing to 10,000 feet all the way to Zikio. Let's see. then coming to direct Zikio and on track to 882 Yerin and hold. So to Zikio and then track to 882 Yerin and then we would hold there. So that's the missed approach procedure. If I look here and I'll just enter Yerin, that should give me an idea that Yerin is there. And again, if I look at the VFR chart, it's obvious that the procedure takes us here before that mountain range to the east of it and has us climbing there. Just remove it. All right. Yes, and we are given the step down procedure. If you remember from last time, it's always preferred nowadays to fly a continuous descent approach. That means that you calculate based on your ground speed, and based on your ground speed, what kind of descent profile you need. This 3.6% descent angle is valid from a final approach fix. Right, so from there, if I look at the climb descent table, let's get this one. All right, where we are, there we go. So the climb descent angle is 3.6. Okay, 3.6 is not here, but it's very close to 3.5. Let's say that on the final approach speed we are doing 90 knots. So that means that for 90 knots of ground speed, we need to maintain approximately 555 feet per minute descent. Obviously, you can interpolate if your ground speed is a little bit higher, then the descent rate needs to be a little bit steeper. Not steeper, but the rate of descent needs to be higher because the angle should be 3.5 or 3.6. And we can descend all the way to the MDA, minimum descent altitude, which we have two minimums. We have 4,620 and we have 4,720. Depends on your equipment. This is LP, which is localizer performance. So if your GPS is advanced enough that provides localizer performance minima, then you can use that one. If not, you use the LNAV minima. And the circling minima is 4,720. Let's see what we can expect. Right now, the condition is variable winds. Blended. A little bit past, there was something I haven't seen yet. Variable winds and with gusts. So I believe that it's all over the place there right now. So we don't really know what the wind is doing. And in that case, I believe that we could even fly straight in and just land on runway 28 there. Hopefully. We'll see how that goes. As for the descent to the final approach fix, let's say that I would calculate it in a way that, let's see, I am at 13,000 feet, right, before approaching that. 13,000 there. Here we are going westbound, so we either change to 12,000 or we stay at 13,000. Because at the end of the day, your altitude that you should be flying depends on what you are assigned by ATC, and they are able to give you odd thousands even when flying westbound. So we'll see. We can simulate, going down to 12,000 here if we want to. So when to start the descent, right? Do you want to say something? Someone? Come again? Probably not for us. All right, so I'm at 12,000 feet and I need to get to, let's say, 8,000 by Ovilu. And that means I need to drop 4,000 feet. Okay, let's mute. Okay, just mute it. So we need to drop 4,000 feet. The comfortable rate of descent for my passengers is like 500 feet per minute. That means that I will be descending for 8 minutes. And then it's just a matter of time to calculate how long it will take me to fly, or how far I will fly in 8 minutes. So if I'm doing, let's say, 150 knots, give or take, then 8 minutes. So divided by 8 minutes, which is, I believe, 8/60, something like that. Okay, what did I count? Something that is not correct. Distance, yeah, that's time. Okay, obviously time times speed. So again, 8/ this is this amount of hours times 150. So 20 nautical miles for me to descend from 12,000 to 8,000 by 500 feet per minute if I'm doing 150 knots. That means that if I want to be there by Ovilo, let's say, then to Woodin it's 6 miles. Then another 6, it's 12. Another 6, that's 18. And let's say, yeah, it's 19 probably. So 19. So just before crossing the Mina, I should start my descent, and it should put me at 8,000 feet by Ovilo. So I'll try that and see how that goes. And then I have this 4 miles to kind of descend 400 more feet, and also slow down a little bit for my final approach there. So I'll just take it as I go, and we'll see how I do. Any questions to this approach?
So Thomas, I just have one.
Mhm.
When you're all landing, hopefully you'll all be there way before I do, then it's not a problem. But let's say if we get at the same time, do you get on the CTAF frequency to announce that you're doing a
course.
straight in on 30? You do? Okay.
Of course, yes.
Okay.
There is something that if we have ATC, then before we start that approach, they will hand us like they will terminate radar services with us and tell us to that we are like allowed to leave the frequency by, and at that point we would tune the CTAF frequency and communicate there our intentions.
Understood. Thank you.
Right. So that's that. Let's see. Is there something that is not? Yes, one thing. We have this Nicol intersection here. It's quite busy, as you can see, and we will be arriving at Nicol, or at least I will be arriving at Nicol from the direction of Bishop, which is here. So basically on this Victor Airway, right? Now, I can see that this Victor 244 has a minimum en route altitude of 12,500 feet or 11,700 feet if I'm navigating solely by GPS. So what does it mean for me? Because there is also this X flag. That means this is a minimum. There is a minimum crossing altitude applied, and that means that we need to be at a certain altitude when already crossing that intersection. Normally, when you fly some airway, let's say you fly this Victor 381 northbound, then you have 13,000 feet, and under normal circumstances, if you need to turn left here to Victor 244, that means that at this point you would need to start climbing from 13,000 to 15,300. However, as you can see, Victor 244 has a minimum crossing altitude of 13,100 westbound. So if you're flying there, so you need to cross that already at 13,100. That's not much of a difference here, but still. If we continue, for example, on Victor 381 southeast bound, so that is like flying towards the Bishop, then again we need to cross that at 13,000 already. So just, that really doesn't apply to us because we are flying eastbound on Victor 244, which is not covered by this. That means that we need to basically be at 13,000 because that's what our stickle departure procedure calls for. Let's see, how can I interpolate that one here? We'll depart and basically join this radial there. So let's say that maybe I will show it an ever, roughly. So I'll just put it there. So I have a flight time here. 30 miles to climb to 13,000 feet. That should be fine. All right. So that is my path. It's a little bit like a zigzag today, but at least it should be more interesting doing that. Yep. Any questions? If not, I'll wish you happy flying today. Hopefully see you all there.
Happy flying.
Be flying.
So, tank, we have a left tank. Let's see, battery on. We have more fuel in a right tank, so we'll just switch that over to right tank. Beautiful mixture. We are at quite high altitude, so for fuel pressure we go with that, but then we lower it a bit. We crack the throttle and select the fuel pump to get some fuel pressure in the lines. Watching for that needle to come. Yes, that's all right. Then we'll prime once. That should be enough. Beacon goes on. Make sure a little bit off because we are quite high. Let's crack it only a little bit. Let's switch around. Can do those flaps up and start our engine. And the engine is started. All pressure is in the green. It's very good. Avionics on. And while we are warming up the engine, I can file the flight plan. PA-24. We have light equipment. Well, let's go with G. Departure of block. Let's say 1915. Let's say 1910. Altitude 13,000. Airspeed 150. Arrival GH. I don't need an alternate today. En route time. Let's say 1 hour. Fuel endurance, I have half the tanks. That means about 2 hours 30 minutes, let's say. And route details, I'll take it from there. I'll just do nickel like this. Yep. File. It's so loud. I got auto ATC. We have LAX Center online, which doesn't cover us, apparently. The CETA frequency here is Mammoth Lakes. Let's see. 122.8, and our destination also has 122.8. That's easy. We already have that. The squawk I've been given by Auto ATC is 4246, so I'll just do that. 4246 and enter. Yep. And this doesn't work today. It says here that Alex Center is online, but I don't see that. But I don't see any center controller. So yeah, now we have center controllers. So I'm a little bit puzzled. Oh yeah, we are here. So we are just outside of their area, and we would not be able to get our word in anyway. A lot of traffic there. So we're flying there. Yeah, between those two. Very good. Right, let's fill it in here. And I don't want to use the full flight plan, but I will load the approach. Just load. Yes, so the lag will be 2 MBVA. I don't want to use that. I will use VOR navigation as much as I can. Just preview that. That looks correct. So let me remove the map and let's do this instead. Alright, so what I will need to guide along. First there is some close that, close that, close that. Yes. A lot of pages, so I can close this one. This one, yeah, we have
My plane won't start.
maybe something's broken.
Nothing happens when I push the start button. It's just dead.
What about battery?
That's fine. I believe it says 12.3 volts, and I tried to charge it.
Maybe a circuit breaker?
I checked them. Checked they're all in. That's weird.
My battery has almost 14 volts.
I see the amps dropping when I try to start, so I would say it's because it's the battery, but why is it not charging then? Does it take a while to charge?
I don't know. You have that used aircraft, right?
Yeah, but it's only 4,200 hours.
Can you go into the tablet and just give it a charge?
Yeah, I clicked on the charge button, so there's some lightning going out from it now, but the battery is still at 12.3 volts.
Ah,
I wish I could advise you, but I don't know.
Maybe I'll just catch a ride with one of you guys.
And what about like I don't know. Have you reviewed the its maintenance screen and all? And did like an inspect on everything?
Yeah, I can try to inspect. Oh, starter is broken.
Oh, there you go. Surprise.
But your engine is already running, so you don't need a starter anymore. I can borrow yours.
So you want like jump cables, jump start cables?
No, I need the actual starter engine. Okay, well, let's try this again.
And now magic happened, right?
Yeah, it's turning. Yep. Always keep a spare starter with you.
Yeah, that's a key. So alright, back to us. So first bishop 113.35. We already have it in standby, so I'll just switch it. 3-5. As far as the radial goes, I believe it was 3-2. Yes, 3-2 radial. So I'll just turn that to 3-2. Obviously, I need to align. So south, let's say 186 or something like that. 18, we're almost there. Let's see, like that. Departure runway is runway 9er, and that's course 9094. So let's put it there. And right after departure, we will climb to 9500 on 0904 and then turn to 054 to intercept this radial. Then at 38 nautical miles, we are at Nickel, at which point we will start tracking inbound. Yeah, we'll start tracking inbound to the Coaldale VOR. So let's tune that. That's 117.7. So 117.7. Yes. And also, let's do it like here. So we switch to nav1, and then we continue 11747, also on my secondary one, because that's the only place I have DME reading. Then I'll switch to distance. As you can see, I still don't have the signal of the bishop. And I have a feeling that last time we were using that, I think that we got the signal in the end, but very close to it. We'll see if we get also like the signal for direction, or if we will need to switch to GPS. Hopefully not. So that's the two I will need right now, and then obviously when I don't need the bishop anymore, I can also tune in the Mina VOR. But that will come later. Alright, on this secondary I will tune in the radial 250, but I will be flying inbound. That means that not 250, but 070, right? Yes, 070. We'll tune in 070 over there. And that's about that. Alright. But obviously we'll need to switch that in order for that to work. Okay, I believe we are ready for departure. Let's get the airport chart. Do we have any airport diagram
CTAF
here?
here is 228, right?
Yes. Alright, so where were we? We are standing there, so runway 9er is there. Very good.
November 629 Lima, ready to check.
325.
Thank you.
Okay, I believe we can go. Mammoth Yosemite traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie, Piper Comanche on the apron, taxiing to runway 9er, Yosemite. Alright, so parking brake goes off.
Farmer Yosemite traffic, November 901, Papa Charlie, Papa Comanche. One person on board on the apron, taxiing to runway 09er, Yosemite.
So for taxiing, we'll actually use that one.
Yosemite traffic, November 75600 is a type Cessna 172, taxiing to runway 9er.
On much traffic, Comanche 6529 Lima, taxiing to runway 9.
Alright, so I'll increase mixture a little bit, but then I will just increase it in a way that I get the maximum, like lean it in a way that I have like maximum horsepower. I believe this one will do, so let's check the magnetos. Alright, that's good as well, very nice. Cycle the prop. Oh, looks good. So 1500 RPM. Let's check the carb heat. That is working. Alright. Idle. Good. So we'll do strobe lights, landing lights, fuel pump, and pitot heat we don't need. Alright. Okay, so I will move these on my other screen so I have the chart in front of me. And let's depart. Where is that other aircraft? There. Yosemite traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie, taking off runway 9er straight out departure. Yosemite. Alright.
My left magneto is dead. Old plane.
Seems like you're flying a piece of crap.
I know, it's a piece of fiber. It's fine, I have an extra. I have the right one.
So, Thomas and others, are you guys waiting on the side for a reason? Or what?
Doing the engine run-up.
Okay. Can I go ahead then?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, I didn't know if there was a reason why you were waiting there. But
I don't see you anywhere though.
I'm right. I'm holding short. I mean, if you look on your left, I can see two planes in front of me on the side. And I'm guessing, Thomas, that's you, maybe?
I only see two pirates. Thomas just took off, so it's me and Eugene. Are you
Okay,
maybe
so-
Are you logged on as observer, maybe?
No, because I'm hearing you I'm hearing your call outs.
Yeah, but you can do that even if you're logged on as an observer. But you will be hidden.
You know what? Let me go check. I don't think I logged on observer, but I'll check.
I don't see a Cessna on my
So-
vPilot list.
So then let me do one thing. I'll quickly
Uh-huh.
disconnect. And how do I know if I'm logged on as an observer? Because I don't think I clicked the box. Is there any way it'll tell me on VATSIM that I'm logged in as an observer?
Just disconnect and connect again and
Okay.
make sure observer is not checked.
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you.
Do you see him, Eugene, in front of us?
No, I do not.
You might see me on. Okay, let me log. Yeah, give me.
Space plane, ghost plane.
Stealth.
So we are climbing
Yeah.
out. Yosemite traffic Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie at 8,600 feet, continuing to 13,000 straight ahead to the east. Final call, Yosemite.
Now we see you.
There you go,
Yes,
Sheriff.
and I did an observer last night, and I think it took the default.
Yep.
Okay,
Well,
there you
you're
go.
welcome to start.
Okay, thank you. Yosemite traffic, November 75600, taking off from runway 9er, Yosemite traffic.
Still climbing on 0904 all the way to 9,500. And now we are turning left. Doing very shallow turn because we are going slow. And we are continuing climbing on 054 until we are aligned here. We join that radial. Okay, fuel pump can go off, landing lights off. I'm playing with my mixture to get the
Mama Yosemite traffic, Comanche 91 Papa Charlie
Most
lining up
power.
runway 09er.
engine's working fine. It's not even overheating. Well, almost. We're almost in the red. Because we are going slow. I believe we can increase our airspeed a little bit and then thus help to cool down the engine.
Mama Yosemite traffic, Comanche 91 Papa Charlie taking off runway 09 left, crosswind departure. Yosemite.
So now we are hovering 120 miles per hour almost. Temperature is at least not rising. At this altitude I will give it a little bit more RPM.
Yosemite traffic, Comanche 6529 Lima, departing runway 9 straight out departure. This, or Mammoth, I'm sorry, Mammoth traffic.
That ever point I was speaking about, that I thought that I will be joining the Bishop Radial on, it's actually...
Yosemite traffic, Comanche 91 Papa Charlie, left crosswind for runway 09er, 8,000 feet. And we'll leave the area to the northwest, climbing to 13,500. Final call, Yosemite.
So that's actually 22 DME, so maybe we'll join very close to the Everett. If I'm able to keep the heading, obviously. We are now 7 minutes in the air, almost. Still continue climb, and as you can see we are able to get to 13,000 before reaching the Nicol intersection. It's kind of changing color, isn't it? I wonder if this is like generic, provided by Rex AccuSeason, and this one may be part of the airport scenery. Might be. Anything's possible. .500 feet more to go, and the needle started moving. DMA is 22.3, so we will be joining almost at Ever. Or is it called? Yeah, Ever.
Mammoth Yosemite traffic, Comanche 6529 Lima, 8,200 feet, departing the traffic area to the north. Mammoth Yosemite.
So 13,000 feet. Let's level out. And then also start turning. Okay, 24 DME, and at 38 DME I'm at Nicol. So let's reduce the power a bit now. Let's say that I will be doing 22,000 because we are quite high, or maybe 21,000. So I want to get to 55% of horsepower. And let's lean the engine a bit. Yep. Well, it seems that we have lost the signal from the Bishop DME, so from the Bishop VOR. So thank you, Microsoft, for screwing with me. I basically have no way to know if I'm going right, but we are in VMC, so what I'll do instead is on the second VOR I will first of all I will look at my navlog, and it says that from Everett to Nickel I should be maintaining heading 322, so that's what I'm gonna do. That's one thing. Obviously I could switch back to GPS, but I just don't want to do that. Because the wind should be from 290 at 8, so that's very slight crosswind, right? So that's good. And I will just switch the nav frequency to that other one. We already have signal. Let's see if we can hear that. Don't hear anything. Might be. See, this volume is maximum. Yeah, I'll also switch the first one. OALVOR, yeah, I got that one. And we know that this VOR is actually 40 DME from the Coaldale. And we are 41.3, but we are doing like perpendicular. So what we'll use instead is to align the OBS needle 070. As you can see, now we are at this, so there is not much way to go until we can intercept that one. Well, actually it's 43 DME, not 40. And 43 DME it's still not there. So we'll see how closely we'll manage that. We are doing 12.1 gallons per hour. That's strange. Let's lean it a bit. And according to my navlog, which might have incorrect calculations as for the climb, we should arrive at Nicole at 14 minutes. 14 minutes into the flight, which is almost there, and we are also almost there, which is good. There's this lake that we were speaking about in the briefing, and there's the ridge that we will be flying next to. I believe at 14 minutes I'll just start aligning with the course. I'll just reset it. Start aligning. Okay, and allow myself some interception angle. And let's just pretend it was spot on. And now it should take us 16 minutes to arrive at the VOR. Originally I will align with the needle, but then I will apply wind correction as necessary. I'm not looking at my navlog right now to see what wind correction is estimated. I'll try to do that myself, and we'll see how that goes. As for the ground speed, we are doing 159er, 160. I'll just look at the navlog what the ground speed should be on 157, so that's fine. That's very much fine, and I can see I'm drifting to the left, so I'll just apply slight correction to the right. We'll see if that will keep me on the track. First I will apply that one to see if I'll start losing that. And also it's time to sing the gyro. Should be reading, let's say, yeah, it's very sensitive here, so like 7.1. Yeah, it's reading too much. So let's say like that, which might explain why I was turning to the drifting to the left so much. Let's keep it like this and we'll see. Okay, so 35.4 nautical miles, ground speed 161, 13 minutes to go. That all looks legit. And now we are just flying straight, maintaining the heading. Engine is puffing smoothly. It's good. And we are happy and on our way. The air seems to be very smooth today. I just apply a little bit of right rudder trim to keep me straight. It's too much. Yeah, I know that my airport is someplace there, my wing. Probably already behind me, to be honest. It's probably next to that lake, if I'm not mistaken. If I look, yeah. Basically, the airport should be right there, and we are going all the way around. But we love flying, so why not? Why not to take a little bit longer route just to enjoy some air time in the air. Starting to drift to the right a little bit, so correct. try to fly straight at this for some time. They also climbed a bit. Just reduce a little bit of power. Yeah. To get back down to 3,000 feet. So DME speed right now it's 159er. Alright. And we are getting back on track, which is good. Moving a bit. Yeah, but let's say that it's correct right now. So I'm completely hands off, feet off right now. Not touching the controls at all. And I'm adding that little power back. Just to stop the aircraft from descending. And I now need to correct it very slightly. So we are 18 miles or 19 miles away from the VOR. The aircraft's getting farther and farther away. Let's just check on the sectional where we are going. So should be some Salt Lake. There is something there, but maybe it might not be visible here. So let's try it. World VFR. Yeah, that will be this one. So where should be turning before that? Yeah, we'll do left turn, quite a steep one, to get on 323, which brings me to the thing that I should already hear on the secondary VOR. I should tune in the next radio, which was 323. So let's go for it. Three, 2, 3, which is 325, 4, 3. 210, 1203, 323 radial, and let's try not to drift away. Alright, let's switch to left tank. And we can already also tune in this frequency, which is 115.1 on both. So 115.1 on the top and 115.1 on the bottom. Yep. And then we'll switch it when the time comes. And the time will come in the middle here, so at 18 DME. I don't know why this doesn't work. I have a feeling that I have did something wrong, like some volume somewhere, but I don't really see any other volume than this one. Which is this? Standby, no. Standby. Ah, it just displays this for a little while. Okay, I'm looking down and stopped navigating. So let's get back on track. We are very close, so it starts to get sensitive. And have I reset the trip timer? Of course I did. Oh my god. So I reset it exactly at 14 minutes, at least I know that one. Ah. And this should read UTC. I'll need to see if I can find that in the settings. So anyway, it should be there in 2 minutes based on the timer, based on the distance and time. Yeah, 2 minutes, so everything's looking good. We're coming up on the Colesdale VOR. When that one reads 1 nautical mile or something, I will make a turn to intercept the 323 radial. Yeah. We are over the VO right now, so we have started late, and it was 16.3. Now we need to make a sharper turn. Not a problem. And at this point I will switch my secondary navigation radio to this new frequency, and I get a DME of 34, and at 18 I should switch to also the navigation to that. As you can see, we are getting on track. Yeah, very close, so I have decided to use a shallow intercept angle. Now, the radio I will be flying into that will be 143, which is the same one, incidentally. It's not always the case. But here you can see 2, here you can see from. And on the map page I will also load the approach already. Like activate the approach. Alright, back. And then I'm getting this one. And I need to descend 5,000 feet. I'm currently doing a ground speed of 142, roughly. So by getting some calculator, I need to be descending for 10 minutes, which is 1/6 of the hour. Time of 140. That means I need 23 nautical miles to descend. This, I can close that one, that one. This one gives me like 19. So let's say I will start descending like maybe 6 miles before MVA, or that VOR. Should give me plenty of margin. But then again, if I look at it, I should not really start descending before, right? Because we have 11,500, so I can start descending, but I should not cross this VOR lower than 11,500. And only then I can continue my descent. So this lag should take me 15 minutes. Already used 5, so now it should read 10. Yes, 10 minutes, very well. I wonder if all the other guys went VFR and I'm the only one flying IFR. possible. Let's check the weather at our destination. 280 at 8. Okay. And here the wind is opposite direction. So 280 at 8, it means we'll be landing our runway altimeter 3010. So let's change that already. There we go. Path is taking us over the mountains. Nice. I believe someplace there we will start, or maybe a little bit after, we will start descending into this valley. So our airport is there next to that lake. I believe 20 nautical miles is very close to 18. So I'll just switch the frequencies. FM, VA, VOR, good. I'll get a little bit back on track. We are doing ground speed of... no, not this one. Ground speed of 139er. Should be 140. That's perfect actually. Gyro is synced. $17 miles. Engine looking good. We are running on the left tank, which is now a little bit less than the right tank. Oh, it's actually almost exactly the same, so let's keep running on the left tank for now. I'll try to switch to right tank before we do the final approach or something, if I remember, of course. Yeah, we're getting through some around some mountains, so we have some bumpy right there. Just reduce a little bit of power. 12 miles. Let's verify we still don't have any controller. We have Denver Center, but I believe that's away from us. Yeah, Denver Center will be someplace there. We would need to have, I don't know what we would need to have. And let's switch back to the approach plate. Yeah. I'll put it on my other screen now, so I have a reference. .5. Okay, let's start descending already a little bit. So I'll just reduce some power, also RPM, so it doesn't slow me down that much. And let's see what we can achieve here. .500 feet per minute. Yes, that's about what I want to do, so let's try to keep it that way. Okay, so I need to reduce that power a bit more. Let's try to find some power setting that will keep me at 500 feet per minute. And I believe it's time to actually... this will still function as the VOR, but here I believe it's time to switch to the GPS. We're slightly... Well, we did direct there, so... almost there. Slightly off. Doesn't really matter. Let's do it like this. So I now need to follow that one. We're oscillating with our descent a little bit. That's fine. There is some... Oh, that's a road. I originally thought it was some mast or antenna, but that would be very, very big.
Awesome traffic, Comanche 9-1, Papa Charlie, flying over the field from north to south, that's 6,000 feet. Join left downwind for 28 and the teardrop entry also.
And our time will be 15 minutes, I think. Yeah. Almost. So first course will be 251. starting to get bumpy. Let's keep descending, don't stop. And we arrived at 11,500, right there at the one. So now we can go all the way to 7,900, but obviously we still have some way to go, and we are flying the approach. So first point is Kufsu. Yeah. Which point we will change our course to 247. I believe it's time to put my carpet on.
Southern traffic, November 75600, clear runway, like outbound traffic.
Outbound traffic, Comanche 91 Papa Charlie, turning left downwind to 8 for touch and go.
Now we have some touch and goes. Understandable, otherwise they would need to wait quite a bit. So after Kuksvu, we need to do 247. Almost there, so let's do... Okay, so that's 245, 6, 7. And we still can go only to 7,900.
Outbound traffic, Comanche 1 Papa Charlie, turning final to 8, touch and go.
Then we will arrive at Woodin, from which point we will do 223 course. I will put my heading indicator to the final approach course of 283 because that's also the magnetic heading of the runway. And at Woodin we will be around 5, 8, maybe 16 miles. So at Ovilu we will call that we are around 10 miles from the runway. I'll add a little bit of mixture, just feeling it mostly. Neutralize the rudder trim. Fuel pump on. Actually, let's keep fuel pump off for now. So now we will be turning to 223. Place there. We are going to Ovilu right now, still 7,900. We are quite high. Well, we have 6 nautical miles to lose that. Actually, we are just 1,000 feet above. Okay, that's actually not too high. We are quite fine. Alright. We are doing fine.
Also traffic, Comanche 1 Papa Charlie, left downwind 28.
According to the advisory vertical path, we are actually below that. But that's alright, we can still go to 7,900, so let's keep descending. And then we have 3 more miles to lose additional altitude. Hawthorne traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie, Piper Comanche about 16 miles east of the airfield. We'll be going for a straight-in approach to runway 28. Hawthorne. Okay, so now 255. And let's lose some altitude. Now we can go to 7,500.
Also traffic, Comanche 9-1 Papa Charlie, turning left base 28.
Landing lights on. Okay, let's use this to level out.
Also traffic, Comanche 9-1 Papa Charlie, turning final, runway 28, full stop.
And to slow down a little bit. And now final approach course. 283. And we can descend. And we see the runway already. Doesn't want to descend if we are in some updraft here.
Also traffic, Comanche 6529 Lima is about 15 miles east of the field. We'll be making a straight in for runway 28. Awesome.
Let's lose more power. So at Pubi, we should be at 5. Oh, we are way too high. Where is the runway? I thought this was it, but... Okay, let's descend a little bit more. So let's bring the RPM up. Will help us descend.
Hawthorne traffic, Comanche 91, Papa Charlie is clear of runway 28.
That's his landing gear. Hawthorne traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie, 4 mile final, runway 28. Full stop landing, Hawthorne.
Caution, wake turbulence.
From you.
Affirm.
Alrighty. So we have gear down. Yes. And do flaps 1. I said I'll switch tanks, right? So it's really not maybe a good time to do that now, but yeah, fuel pump goes on. Carb heat can go off. Flaps 2. Really, flaps 2 is just fine. Hawthorne traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie clear of the runway 28, taxiing to parking, Hawthorne. Okay, let's see the if this one has an airport diagram. Right, it's good. Where are those parking? This is FBO, I'm going there. Where am I? Yeah, I thought so. It should be going straight. Lights off, fuel pump off. Okay, well, what am I doing? It's a very strange windsock for the winds out of 280, but maybe they were a little bit different. Where are you guys parking?
I parked next to Suresh, but
Because that's like grass there, right? Or something.
well, it's
Yeah, Thomas, I couldn't
like
see any. I couldn't see any parking, so I just parked on the grass.
Uh-huh, okay, well, I saw an airport diagram and it had an FBO there, so I'm by the FBO.
Oh, okay, okay. I'm going to log off from this because I need to get to a meeting. But it is good flying, Thomas.
Alright.
bye bye.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'll be here for a few more minutes.
Okay,
Turned on the autopilot by mistake.
you did.
But here on the ground, you know, instead of parking brake.
Oh,
Right, so avionics go off.
my first landing was so smooth that I had to try one more. The second one was even better.
That's really nice. Alright, welcome to Hawthorne
It was
Industrial.
so smooth. I'm not even sure I landed yet.
And let's see how I did. So let's
think I ever tried that in this pilot
flight
before.
plan. Okay, that's something
Must be the area.
old. Let's see.
It's actually an interesting area. I wonder what's going on with all those buildings to the north. Is some kind of mining operation.
Create flight plan and close. And for this one, I will select approach RNF. Yeah, transition MVA. Yes. Let's see. So there, as I said, we joined almost at ever. Is good. Then we flew there. Yeah, I could have used a little bit more time on turning, but all right. Then all the way to Coaldale. There we overflew a little bit and joined back. And here it was obviously based on the GPS track, so it was kind of easier to follow there and all the way to the. So good. Thank you for joining me here on the flight, and see you next time. Bye bye.